Hello everyone, this is the fourth project for my Introduction to Game Programming class. For this assignment we were supposed to create a 2D platformer that roughly resembles a Super Mario Brothers game. So with that being said, let's get started with the rubric. The first couple items on the rubric are all movement related, so left and right movement, jump. So the player can double jump, move left and right. It's also animated for the walking and jump animations. The jump is controlled by a ground detection function. So in this player movement script down here, you have the just regular X coordinate left and right directions of jump command, and then this down here is what detects if the player is jumping. And basically there's a set number of maximum jumps. So in the player game object over here in the inspector, you can set the maximum amount of jumps you can have before hitting the ground again. So you can see the jump counter up here is going up every time I hit the space bar, which is set to a maximum of 2. The next items are the sounds. So when the player hits an enemy, takes damage basically, it plays a brief punching sound, and that applies to all the different hazards, so you can also fall off the map. And then if you die, it'll also play it'll start up the game over screen, and that will play an additional sound effect. And then you can open up the game again by hitting play again. So the music obviously is also playing in the background. There are multiple scenes in the project. So if I go over here to scenes, we have a game over scene, just the level that I created, a start screen, and then a victory screen. So if we start from the start screen, so this is just a standard start menu. If you click the button, the game will start up, and then you can start playing it. The game over screen you've obviously already seen. If you reach this chest, that'll start the you win screen, or the victory screen. The checkpoints I wasn't able to get fully working. The plan was to create the signs that basically represented checkpoints. So this sign here, once the player collides with that sign, it's supposed to set the player's respawn point to that sign location. I have a couple different scripts for that. So I have just a checkpoint script, which basically gathers the location of whatever checkpoint you have placed in the world. A checkpoint control script, which determines where, or it collects all of those locations and then sends those to the player. And then obviously on the player there is the collider script, so that when it makes contact with the sign's collider, it will actually respawn them. I didn't actually get it fully working. I don't know what's really wrong with it. There aren't any errors or anything. It just doesn't work. Something's not quite set up right, but as you can see, it didn't respawn me up at that sign. So the next item is just bug-free, error-free. So obviously play the game. There's no errors at any point in the level or in the game. The project organization and comments, so all of my scripts are fairly well commented. It's difficult to show in the inspector, but each script has comments fairly heavily throughout each one. And then the project organization, each file has my packages that I use for assets, different art assets, prefabs for the player, and a couple of other items, game objects, all my scenes, all my scripts, and then a couple of sounds that I also downloaded. And then the game exceeds minimum requirements, so I don't think that there were any art requirements for the project, but obviously these were something that I added. I do feel like I could have built the level a little bit larger, but just because of the requirements, I didn't think it was necessary. It was more of a display of animation and sound controls rather than actual level design. But that is something that I probably could have improved on. Thank you for listening.